respect is as a result of is conditional, then it's no longer respect. Every dictate that was given to a man and a woman does not have condition. The Bible says man should love the wife unconditionally. Woman should respect unconditionally. If you're giving reasons why you cannot sustain that respect, then in the first place, you don't have respect.
Our temperament, our personality, our environment plays a whole lot of role in who we become, how we think, how we behave, and everything.
Statistically, that is not the major cause of divorce.
Whatever it is, that is the major cause,
it leads to
legally
what?
speaking. It leads to
Is that
it.
the reason why a lot of men are taking drugs and hitting their wives at impulse?
Oh, depression, frustrations, and things like that.
Why is
Do
he
you know that
frustrated?
a man?
Hi, my team just pointed to me that more than 50% of you who watch our videos are not yet subscribers. Please, we'd love to encourage you to subscribe. It is how YouTube recommends more of this video to a bigger audience and more people like you. So do us this favor by subscribing today. Thank you for that. I hope you've done that. We have a cultural issue here I think around us. When someone gets to 30, there's always this pressure to get married. Should we be doing that? And once a man is 35, there is somehow, it's subtle. If your mother and father is not telling you, society is telling you, someone is telling you, go and get married.
Yes.
Okay? But nobody comes to help you sustain the marriage. But it's go and get married.
Yes.
So should we be doing that? Is it a culture thing that we met?
Yes.
Is it okay with
Yes,
that?
we'll keep
No, I don't think it's okay. You know why? No, it's fine to get married.
I think it's okay.
It's fine to get married.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
okay.
but
I'll give my reasons.
My problem is this. People get into the institution of marriage without really understanding and understanding that institution. So they try to marry based on what they think marriage is. You understand? And that is actually what the problem is. Yes, it's actually what it is. So people are just marrying based on what they think and and all those kinds of things. And I think it's something that when you're doing boyfriend and girlfriend, come on. In marriage, everything changes.
Or mother.
No. There is a there's a conversation I saw somewhere online. The guy said, it was an unverified hypothesis. He said he has spoken to a lot of women because most women don't marry who they love in quotes. So what happens is, I love this guy, but he's not ready. But there is this Ejike somewhere who is eligible. Let me just marry him. So he marries the man who is ready, but her heart is with another man. So when he marries the person, she fails to adapt to the new reality because somehow she has had a lot of experience with the one that she loves.
Memory.
And I want to know that body leaves scars. Okay? So what conversations should we be having? What should we know? What should we be discussing? Because again, people who are busy playing Champions League, European League, and having all the wild experience in the world, at the end of the day, you didn't marry the person you love. Body leaves scars. All this experience comes calling somewhere, maybe to the final person you settle down with. What should we be having? What conversations should we be having? Because it's getting a little bit complicated as the day unfolds, What conversations should we be having before we get married?
Can I correct an impression first so that we can roll?
Go ahead.
You don't marry who you love. You love who you marry.
Okay.
Yes, because
you don't marry who you love.
Yes, you love who you marry.
But let's also establish
that's what should be, right?
Yes.
But I'm telling you what is happening.
It's abnormal.
So many women marry because as men, we don't marry the same time. We don't have the same calendar.
Let me say this.
Yes.
We can use the word love. You don't marry who you love. All right? You love who you marry.
Yeah.
The word, when it comes to marriage, is not necessarily love. It's connection.
Correct. So let's adjust that language.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because when you don't feel connected to somebody.
Yes. Perfect.
But you might not get to love the person.
But connection is intentional. It's not natural.
No.
Connection
It's
is
not natural. It's
intentional.
intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional. Intentional
Yes.
in terms of, now, you see somebody you like. You can like somebody, all right, without being connected to the person.
No, but if you are someone who is wired to assume responsibility, you can fit in.
And what I mean is this.
So it's a person.
Some people marry for different other reasons. Let's just get this straight. Some people marry for different reasons. Yeah. Some ladies, for instance, marry because I think this man can take care of me.
Yes.
Which is
maybe,
good.
Maybe he has the means.
Which is
right?
good.
He has the means. He can take care of me without looking at the other part of every other thing.
Other leadership.
It's not just about the means taking care of you.
But
they can take care of you. They can take care of you physically and all that. Maybe satisfy you in bed, for instance. You know that same when he's looking macho, he can satisfy me in bed, but he cannot satisfy you emotionally. He can take care of you financially, okay, providing that for you, but it's not also taking care of your mental health. Because your mental health is necessary. That's why the mental health thing is everywhere now. Mental health.
Can I also say something?
So let's understand that people can get married for different reasons.
So, because you know why I pointed this out again? I have seen, this is a real life scenario. I've seen a young lady who said she's not going to marry a guy because the guy doesn't have, this latest, what's it called?
The beard.
That the guy is not a bear gang. The guy ends well, his character is intact, he's a Christian, he's doing fine. The only reason is that he doesn't doesn't belong to the bear gang.
Can you imagine?
And I've also seen a guy
who
said the wife is not heavily endowed, or the lady he's dating is not heavily endowed, that he wants someone with the BBL kind of endowment behind. So these are ephemeral things that we shouldn't be talking about.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, they are the things on the plate for most people who wants to get married.
And that is the
in
problem.
this generation.
And that's the problem. So people are going for the wrong things.
Let's see. Are we not saying we can't look at for physical qualities?
No,
we can't push
that's
that
not what I'm
aside,
saying.
but it shouldn't be the basis.
All right. So
what
should we be talking about?
Even this mental health, part of what kills marriage is that a lot of persons have been told they are right. What is right? Just like a lot of women that have had so much sex and they come into marriage and they feel the husband cannot satisfy them. Right. In the first place, if you were not experiencing multiple sexual experience, would you have known what is sex and what is satisfaction? So you see, she has gathered a lot of sexual rights.
That's why,
and that is why the Bible says.
So yes,
that's why the Bible
even emotional needs. Even the emotional needs. Some of the emotional needs are frivolous.
Yeah.
That is why I still prefer this analog marriage. Some of these frivolous emotional needs are very frivolous, especially when you are coming from a place where a man gives you so much quality time. A jobless man who is not working gave you so much quality time. You see, and now you suddenly realize that your quality time is your love language. How did you know it's your love language? Because you're getting it frivolously? Or suddenly you realize that somebody was always showering you with gifts? You suddenly realize that, in my marriage, my husband don't gift me as much as the way I was gifted. It's because you were so much gifted in your previous relationship. So you have had a lot of frivolous rights that are very endangering to the concept of marriage. So we have so much rights, we've not just so much frivolities, and we come into marriage to display them.
That actually leads us
to display them.
That actually leads us to what it should be.
Yes.
When it comes to marriage,
what should we be talking about?
Yes.
When it comes to marriage, it is not about what you want anymore. Because sincerely,
yes.
think about it.
Yes.
The Bible says something that when a man that is married, that your desire and everything is no longer about you, it's about your wife. And woman, your desire and everything is no longer about you as a woman, it's now your husband. But in marriage, we are still talking about us, what I want, what I did, what I
You don't need to feel good. You don't need to feel good to provide.
I can never make you love you the way you want to be loved 100%. It's not possible.
Yes. And at the same time, you don't need to feel good to provide. You don't need to feel good to provide.
So no, instead of focusing on you, focus on the other person.
Now, as a woman, you don't need to feel good to respect. It's a mandate. Play your role.
Yeah.
Just play your role. As a man, play your role. As a woman, play your role.
So I think that those are the conversations that we need to have. A man must love unconditionally.
A woman must respect unconditionally.
Unconditionally. In fact, when I read those scriptures, it always will bring some light bulb in me. I keep asking myself. He said, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church and give his life. Give his life What
Exactly.
that means is that there is nothing, what is more than giving your life.
Exactly. Let me also say something. A lady who is taken to vacation by the boyfriend and eventually gets married to a man who did not take her for vacation. You know that can bottle up a lot of emotional expectation.
That's problem already loaded.
So we accumulate some of this problem. It takes us to nurture. It takes us to nurture and training. Those people that said, if you want to marry a girl, look at her mom or look at her training, can never be wrong. They can never. The people that said, before you marry a girl, investigate her background, investigate her setting, can never be wrong.
That also takes us to the idea that I think that parents are not doing a good job. Do you know my dad never taught me how to be a good husband? Never. And I remember facilitating at an event, you know, and it was I think it was a couples meeting, you know, and I was privileged to speak in that couples meeting. I asked all the men to please oblige me by standing up, and they stood up. And I asked, please, if you are here and your father had taken you to a tutelage of how to marry and not how to marry your wife, please sit down. No man, not one, sat down. If I was the one standing, I couldn't sit down because I didn't have that. Now, if I take it back to the women, and ask them the same exact question, you find out that it never happened.
So many daughters.
How should a
trained.
woman, because our mothers, sincerely, even with all the things that they went through, they were still submissive. They were serving the man.
Of course.
They were respectful. I'm telling you the truth. They were burdened. Some of them even died maybe with depression and all that. I'm not saying that's the best, but the thing is that there's no indoctrination. There is no training.
Yes.
Do you understand that there are no expectations? These are what to happen
once you leave your marriage.
So most of them are also from our parents. From our parents. A man, they want to say, if your husband do anyhow, come back to my house and say, have enough room to take care of you. What are you saying? You're saying that in any man,
nonsense.
Just come back to my house.
Don't take nonsense.
So you can imagine the role that parents are playing. So as parents, we need to groom our children because they will know they are going to be married someday.
The same woman will tell you, I have mood swing. Sorry, I'm going through my hormonal period. That is why I'm talking back at my husband. But she doesn't do it at workplace because there's leadership there. Yeah. You know, she doesn't do it to Her Royal Highness because there's leadership. But because leadership is missing in the family, because she have not been taught her role, then she feels she has justifiable reasons to unleash her ill manners in the family setting.
So it's crazy. It's important to understand this. You see, whenever a man sleeps with a woman, it's like they become equal.
But how come it's not equal when she sleeps with her boss?
But listen to this.
What's equality?
No.
When she sleeps with her pastor, it's not equal. You
don't understand. You don't know what's going on behind the scene. It is true. Let me tell you about a particular one I know in Lagos.
Because she cannot come up to the pulpit
and come and display.
Play your script. Huh? Everything is scripted. Even the family.
You see, whenever a woman sleeps with you once, you might think it's once. If it happens the second time, see. Not that she doesn't respect you.
Do you know how many boys that sleep with their
maids?
You have
crossed the line. Listen to me. This is correct, my brother.
And she still gets respect.
The way they relate to you is no longer the way they relate to you before. They relate to you with this kind of reverent fear and all that as their boss. Now they can come into your office, you understand, and even sit on your laps without even you asking for it.
There's still fear.
There's fear now, but
I've rendered service to a one-time minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I was doing a case for him. He was quashing his PA, was quashing his secretary, he was quashing his aides, all of them. And he always sounded a warning, if your head is knocking 10-10, come late to office. There was a day he said it in my presence. I think they came around 9:30. Well, like, what? He said, if you know your head is not correct.
This scenario.
Come late. I'm coming now.
Yeah?
Now, these same people, they call her baby when they are in the mood to play.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time to be serious, trust me, the setting is clear. The coast is clear. Everybody's serious. That referential fear is there. But when they want to play, of course, that baby.
I know.
So what I'm saying is,
a particular
it's
client.
not entirely true that
No,
when
no,
you're
let me-
sleeping with somebody, respect.
No.
becomes
It's true.
wanting.
It's true.
I
Not that it flies completely away, but something it crossed the line.
depends on how you
crossed the
compliment
line.
yourself.
I once
If a woman is
consulted
sleeping
for
with
a particular hotel in Lagos, owned by a very known individual, one of the very known individual. He owns some of these hotels. Now the same kind of thing. He sleeps with his staff, and this one is that he will sleep with you and will keep you under. They are subjugated fully. If you do anything, he will sack you. And he knows there's something about this kind of thing. They don't sleep with one or two. They sleep with many at the same time. So you have a lot of them. So it's like this. There's a rivalry going on amongst them. There's a lot of things happening. But what I'm trying to say is that, to a very large extent, one of them opened up to me, told me things I cannot even say about what's going on. You understand? And then, what they have now for you is no longer the kind of fear that they had before. It's no longer that fear. The fear they're having for you now is that you can sack them, because that man can fire and hire at will. He doesn't care who you are. As a matter of fact, I think he's a narcissist.
But let me say something.
But
if you want to retain your
say
respect
that,
as
so
a
you
man,
understand.
if you want to retain your respect as a man, keep up to responsibility. Just be consistent.
Okay.
Be consistent.
There seems to me to be a community of, if it can happen to me, or if it happened to me, your own will not succeed. I mean, and it's particular among women. So what I mean by that is, there is a club, or let me call it club, or community of divorced women, and their goal is to make sure that they bring you out.
They have more divorced women.
Is that they bring you out from your husband's house.
Mm.
So what should we be doing as husbands? Because your wife might be speaking to some of these people. You understand? So what should we do as people who are married to make sure we are paying attention at all?
One thing is very critical. Starting from the first marriage instituted from the Bible, the man needs to be very careful. I'm not saying that the man will need to be everywhere, but you need to always have conversation with your wife. Communication is very key. Always. Don't give that room for those kinds of things. Influence is very strong. And amongst women, especially now. Yeah. Even if they're not talking to you directly, they're talking to you social media, you are seeing those kinds of things, and you're beginning to wonder, so if I leave my husband, I'm going to be flying around the world, I'm going to do this, I'm going to become this kind of person, I'm going to, do you understand?
So that once you leave your husband, you'll be
everything is like better for you. Your life now improves. Now, those things is like what happened to Eve. All of a sudden, somebody started talking to Eve. Where was Adam? That was how we started. Where was Adam when that was going on?
Adam.
Where was it?
Okay, let me say something.
Yes.
If you want to influence your wife, show leadership. Yes, you must show leadership. First of all, you must influence her value. Her value system must be such that it must take precedence from the materials you recommend, and the information she feeds on must come from you, because you are the one that wants the kind of wife you want to see. So her core value should be what you recommend.
Hold on.
Kai, this is critical. Because as you were saying it now, a scripture came into my mind.
Go ahead before I say something.
The scripture has said that something about talking about Jesus or something like that he will present to himself a bride that is without spot or wrinkle. Now, remember that the man that's the leadership thing, needs to he's the model, the role model of the wife. Yes. So he needs to begin to groom groom the wife.
Yes. So
to the kind of woman that he wants the woman to be. So there's a lot of wahala in this matter.
So you should say
that the woman is not living her own life and the man is living his own life, and two of them meet and marry. That's not what you're saying?
She was presented to you. She was handed over to you.
Because what happens in most cases is the woman says, I have my own life. I'm only married to you. The man says, I have my own life. I'm only married to you.
Now that's the
Influence.
problem.
Now,
is.
influence. What is
problem.
influence? Influence is not. You don't use. Influence is not rulership. We must get that. It's leadership.
It's not forced.
Yes. So that's why I said you should be able to saturate our environment with your core values and the things you want to see. So, for instance, now you buy gifts. You should buy the kind of gift you want to see in her. For instance, you can buy books, the kind of books you want to see in her. The kind of clothes you want her to wear, buy it. Don't wait for her to go and buy nonsense. So if you want her to model Jonathan Bynum and you feel she's a virtuous woman, or you want her to model whoever you see as a role model, then you should be able to saturate her environment with those things. Unconsciously, she will just start liking it. Just like
that's how women
just like the way we grew up to like certain things like wrestling, like football. It was presented to us.
Yeah.
And we
It was
liked
predominant in our environment.
And
Yes,
education, we didn't like education initially, but it was presented so you can make it colorful. So marriage is also education, but make it colorful. Don't make it look like too academic, make the setting too academic, but you can make it colorful because he's learning.
And another thing is that, just like you pointed out, it's not about being forceful about it, which is what most men do. They try to force a certain character on the woman.
Yes.
They try to make the woman bend a certain way. And a lot of women are born to resist.
Exactly.
The woman the reason what that instruction was given to a woman, submit and respect your husband, because the woman has the tendencies to revolt.
Yes.
Do you understand? That's exactly what it is. So it is not something you force on her. It's something you make her willing.
Yes.
The Bible said that God does not force. He does not compel. That he makes them willing. So God cannot force you against your will, but he'll present this thing to you over and again. Come, let us reason together.
Yes.
So at that point, he's influencing. That's what leadership is.
Yes.
Because we need to understand the concept of leadership that we're talking about here. Is leadership by influence, particularly. So when you do what you need to do, those influence.
Do you know some men tell their wife, your mates wear this kind of nightgown, buy it. No woman will reject something good. Buy it and give it to her. That's what you want to see.
Without saying it, without bringing it up.
Are buying,
you don't need to say that.
Because those what you're saying your mates are buying, it could be that their husband bought it. So buy it. What you want to see in her, unconsciously, instill it in her. At a particular time, it will sink.
Now, let me also respond to what you said about the idea of, okay, I want to live my own life. Yes. The man said, I want to live my own life, only marriage. What is marriage? Right. Now, that's why I'm saying if we need to fix this, we need to go back to the origin where it started. Marriage was never a contract. It did not start as a contract. Today, we have a contract. Marriage did not start as a contract. Marriage started as a covenant.
Barrister.
We cannot, anytime we completely take away the covenant part of marriage is almost bound to collapse.
Covenant
because
it
is now, no, wait. What I mean is that it is now a marriage of convenience, because that's what we have today, marriage of convenience. Yeah. If it's not going the right way, man, I have the right, I can bail, I can just take out and stuff like that. It's a covenant. And let us also understand that the reason for coming together is to become one, and two shall become one, and two shall become one. The process of becoming one is studious. It's not easy, because it will require lots and lots of things you need to give up. You probably might even have to give up a lot of things that you have loved dearly, but you need it to become one. Oneness is something that we don't pay attention to, because if that is not the goal, then what is a marriage about? Because marriage is when you fusing two things together. They fuse together. So when I teach marriage, for instance, I've done this for over 8-10 years, teaching about premarital classes, especially when I teach them about marriage. And first I ask them, what is marriage? People talk about, so many things, union and all that. I say, let's understand what marriage is. Because you need to get what marriage is. Yes, marriage is a fusion. The word marriage is two words that is in one. Marry and age. So if you understand what marry means to fuse together. Not just to, when you can join, but it is to weld together. Let's use that right word, weld together. So when you weld something together, they are completely joined together. So if you have to separate them, there must be cracks. You must injure the other person deeply. Now, what is age? Another word for age is aeon. It means the aggregate formation and expression of everything a person is from the time the person was born to the person dies. So you are not just marrying who you're seeing, you are marrying everything that they have been, everything they were, everything they had gone through until they die. So not that you're just married now, you have to. That is why marriage is for better, for worse. They don't understand that is deep. So when people don't understand it, please don't get married. Don't bother getting married, because you are actually hooked to this person for life until you die or the person dies. That is how it is. So forever, whatever experiences the person got to go through, man, you have to be there. I remember a friend of mine that got married and got burnt. Both of them got burnt, but the man was badly wounded. Now, it could begin to affect it's no longer the same. It's no longer this. It's no longer that. Things happen. Somebody can get sick. Something can go wrong. Accident can happen and the person will lose one of their legs or lose one of their eyes or become incapacitated. You are to stay there. See, the goal of marriage is oneness. Until we get there, we have not even started. Now, how do we get to the point of marriage? You have to inconvenience yourself. There are some things you give up. But this one is that I want to live my life. You want to live. What nonsense are we talking about? And remember, this person will have to give up something. This person will have to give up something. If you have to join, yes, you must give up something. There must be something that bonds. And that's why life will itself throw you the experiences that will bring the bonding. Life is the gum. Or the glue, rather. Let me say something.
I think I would not rather marry somebody who wants to give up something. Why will somebody give up something just to make marriage work?
Tell us about that.
Why going for somebody who wants to give up something? In the first place, if you have something to give up, I won't even marry you.
No. Let me tell you something.
Because I will go for someone who I can handle.
Listen. Let me understand this. Let's understand this. Let's understand this.
If you have, what is something you are giving up? Is it your choice?
No.
Is it your?
You can give up your choice.
Okay,
you can give up part of your trainings. Now let me tell you something.
Give up your youthfulness.
Yes, you can give up anything.
Giving birth to children.
You can see anything that both of you look at it and say, this is what we need. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an instance.
Because every woman gives up her youthfulness in quote to give birth to children.
Let me give you an instance.
It's work. Those times she gets pregnant.
You grew up in a family.
It's work.
Is that sacrifice?
It is.
You don't know. For some it's huge sacrifice. So now let me explain.
I think it's a call to duty.
Now wait. What you call duty. Remember, people grow up. People grow up from different perspectives.
With giving up on something.
No, let me tell you why.
Can you give me a concrete example?
I want to give you an example.
Because somebody who has something to give up. Let me give you in the first place.
Let me give you a practical example. Some people grew up. Everybody, we all grew up with different morals, values, and so many things. Let's say, for instance, in your own family, you grew up with this community thing. You guys look after each other. You understand? I mean, you call each other on the phone. You visit each other. There are some people who grew up there on their own. Everybody's on their own. Yeah. Nobody's looking after anybody.
Correct.
They all survived on their own. That's how they grew up. And probably they're okay with it. Or maybe not okay, but they grew up with it. Now, you got married to this lady who want to just be on her own. Yeah. But there are influences and interferences from your own parents. Why? Your own family. Why? Because your own family grew up as a knitted family, community, coming into each other.
Okay, so to give up bad features. Right?
So you can give up. No.
It's not bad.
See.
Okay, are you not telling me that somebody who is trained, like a child of a minister, who is trained in a particular setting, who is given a 5-star life, and that is a setting, and suddenly you tell a poor man or an average man to come and marry her, and you are telling her to give up her 5-star setting?
Yes, let me tell you why.
That's nonsense.
No, it's not.
No.
I don't agree with you. Let me tell you.
That is why that marriage cannot work.
No. Let's use
You're telling her
practical.
to give up her 5-star setting.
Two things are involved here. Let me explain.
It's not gold digging. That is how she was trained.
Let me explain two things that are involved.
So you
here.
can't tell her. So it is better
Number
for
one.
her to be given out to somebody who also comes from a 5-star background.
Understand it. That is the reason why.
No, we must understand background in marriage.
No. Wait, that's the reason
don't-
why
you don't
people
put
marry
two
the
people
people who are not. They're not
from
supposed to marry in the
too
first
low,
place.
So you said people marry who they're not supposed to marry in the first place.
Now,
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
put this
So,
together.
we should address it from
You
that
gave an
angle.
example. Wait, you gave an example.
I have problem with this issue of giving up.
No. But you need to understand this.
What are we
You
giving
gave an
up?
example of Kingsley
It scatters
Okonkwo.
marriage.
Remember Kingsley Okonkwo?
Yes.
Kingsley Okonkwo and the wife. The wife came from a rich home. If I understand that story completely, came from a rich home. Kingsley Okonkwo was a guy that was just starting life. They started in one room.
And she left
She left the mansion of her father
to stay with the guy.
to stay with the guy in one room.
Those are the exceptions. So don't take
Wait,
exception as a general rule.
wait the exception.
No, the exception.
But
Do you know why it
that's
works?
the
Do you know why it works? Do you know why it works?
But that is still
No, do you know why
sacrifice.
it
If
works?
you are not ready
That
to
is- do
give
you know-
up something
do you know
to
why
do
it works?
one, forget
That is
it.
one in a million.
You are not
calling
ready for
exception.
marriage.
At least it's one.
As one
At least there's one.
you are talking exception cannot be a general rule.
Uncle,
Please,
anybody that's
that is
not
why we're
ready to
nurturing
give up
problem.
anything,
We are nurturing
you are not ready for
problems.
marriage.
Exception cannot be a general rule. We are nurturing problem.
That
That
is-
is somebody who is broken,
That
who
thing
has
you call-
passed through fire, and who has
That
a
thing you
special-
call exception
a special
is actually the rule.
Purpose is at work.
No.
Mandate is at work.
That thing you call
don't
exception is the rule.
You see, we will continue to have a lot of problems.
It's the rule.
By bringing people from different setting. Go to your setting that you're used
Okay,
to.
so what you're saying?
Did anybody force them to
easier.
get married?
Hold on. What they're saying is
Nobody
if you are-
forced them to
if you
get
are
married.
Poor, marry poor.
Yes.
If you are rich,
Marry rich, yes.
Do you-
It's
I
easier.
don't agree.
It's easier.
Because there are rich,
Especially
most of
when-
the rich
especially
men
if you're a
were
rich
poor.
man, you can marry a poor woman.
No.
But if you're a rich woman, marrying a poor man, there's a problem. Oh. There's no way we can fine tune this thing.
Let me explain this.
We're only talking
Let me-
about the few exceptions.
Let me tell you what I think.
You know?
Let me tell you what I think.
Okay.
Brother, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
let's even talk about you. 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
what was your life? What is your life now? Let me tell you the truth. There are richness in every individual. There's greatness in every individual. There are people who end up becoming the great. Some don't. Some women, they have that intuitive nature to see the man that can be great. But sometimes they are looking for the wrong things. Do you know that you can marry a man that is rich and he becomes poor tomorrow? Something can go wrong and he becomes poor. And because you're already positioned in that thing, you cannot stay. It's almost impossible for a woman that was rich, married a rich man, and the rich man finally became poor to stay in that marriage. That one is almost impractical.
He's not a rich man in the first place.
What are you saying?
If you-
Anything can go wrong.
if you-
Job lost
no.
everything.
But do we also build our visualization or expectation of marriage around, because it's still driven by an expectation? So
Yeah.
the woman is still okay. I think we've established that fact that all marriage is driven by, for the woman, an expectation. Okay, I think he's in line with
Please,
what-
let the poor marry the poor.
So to
And
drive
let the
this
rich
home, what I'm
marry
trying to
the
say is that
rich.
you should be able to give up something. If you're
But
not ready to give up
in
anything,
the first place,
forget
when
it.
will
You're
you
not
see
ready
a
for
rich man's
marriage.
daughter to marry?
You are
Senator's
not
daughter.
ready for marriage.
You
You're
know,
not
this
ready to
is
give up
home
anything.
video concept. When will you see a senator's daughter to marry? Are you in Harvard?
It's the only senators that are rich.
It's because community gather money
there are
and
a
give
lot
to
of business.
It's not
moguls
realistic. It's
that are
not
rich.
realistic. We must face this reality.
But let's also say
Background,
this. Some
you
of
know.
these people that he called senators that are rich, some of them were poor many years ago.
They married a poor woman.
Wait, some of the business mogul you see, they are first generation millionaires or billionaires. First generation. They came from very, very humble background.
But their wife very rich.
Okay, I want to ask you questions.
Yes.
This divorce we're experiencing right now,
Yes.
is it religious based? Now, let me put it in context. Do we have more Christian divorcing than Muslims? That's number one. And secondly, our parents were, do we say they endured poverty because they were not working at that time? So they can afford to endure because they don't have anything.
Yeah, to fall
Now,
back on.
yes, today's women, they are very rich. So
They have alternatives.
they can't endure. So do we say our mother that we are actually looking up to saying that they endured was actually poverty was their problem, and not that they can actually endure?
No, they have. Our mothers didn't have plenty of alternatives. They didn't have much alternatives. Today,
So you're saying
there are-
poverty was the problem then?
it could be part of it, but it's not only that. It's not only that. The society can support you in a certain way with this kind of nonsense mental thing, and it's coming to you. But what I'm saying is today they have alternatives. But also understand that, going back to your first question, is it religious?
Do we have more Christians than
Do you know what I think? I think we have more Christian divorce than in the
By
other
far.
other side. You know why?
far.
Yes, let me tell you why. There's an indoctrination of every woman in that Muslim part of the world that wants to get married. You see, because of their rules and maybe the way they do their thing, a man can marry up to 5 wives or 4 wives, as the case may be. I don't know. So any woman is comfortable being a first wife or a last wife or the fourth wife, because they know by rule or by the way it is instituted that a man can marry that. So originally they already know. They have been indoctrinated from home. You understand? To know that you can become any of this. But the important thing is this: they are the one even trying to use and understand the biblical idea of marriage, that your desire is for your husband. So everything she does is for the husband. Everything.
So they are the ones practicing real Christianity.
Well,
Okay, but let me say something.
Go ahead.
I think Maldives have the highest divorce rate in the world. Maldives, yes.
Okay.
Then
The small island.
yes, they have the highest divorce rates. Then
can imagine how many people.
Indian, I think Indian or Philistine or Indian. I think
India, Pakistan.
sorry,
Pakistan.
Pakistan. I think Pakistan, not Philistine. Pakistan, not Philistine.
Pakistan is
Or
a
Indian.
Muslim country.
Yes, yes, have the lowest divorce rates. Now,
India has low
yes,
with their billions and billions of
yes, India has a very low divorce rate. But I'm looking at the current statistics. India still have. I think that should be the second. Though I think there's a country that comes before India. I'm trying to remember. It should be Pakistan. But so, what is the religion of the Indians?
Hindu,
Yes.
Muslim,
Okay. Now,
and then Christian.
now,
That's the three.
what is their cultural? Are they into polygamy? Are
They even
are
have
they-
polyandry.
I know polyandry,
Yeah.
yes. But there is polygamy high in India. Then what is the religion of the Maldives? Do we have? So what we are saying is, I don't think it's majorly religion per se. Religion has influence, well, of course, but I don't think it's really. I think it's
Well-
cultural. It's predominantly cultural. Yes.
Well, I think
yes,
that this too plays a role.
I agree.
Let me
but
tell
as
you
I
why.
said, predominantly
In the Muslim world,
cultural.
their culture and their religion are intertwined. In the Christian part of things, it's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not
So we have this disparity between
culture
the culture
and religion.
and the religion. So some people want to go culturally. No, culturally, a woman is not supposed to divorce the husband.
Correct.
Especially from the African point of view, where we come
Yes.
from,
No,
Nigeria.
but I don't want us to. I want us to separate religion from this discourse.
No, the reason I'm talking
because
about
in the
religion.
eastern, let's
Let me
look
tell you why I
let's
think
look at
about
the
religion.
western. Let's look at the eastern part of Nigeria now. Some Igbo men married many wives in the olden days, and they were not Muslims, they were not Christians, they were maybe traditional worshippers. So, likewise in the western parts of Nigeria, so many chiefs too married many wives without religious affiliation. So I just want us to attack it from the angle of culture. Of course, we know religion has influence, but culturally speaking, places where they practice culture hardly entertain the practice of divorce.
Yeah.
Very hardly. Places
So
where
it also means
yes.
our culture is dying.
Yes, exactly.
Our culture is dying.
Yes.
You know why?
Exactly.
Because we have imbibed this foreign Western culture
world.
so much more,
Yes.
and it's beginning to affect who we are traditionally.
Yes. So
Africans are not meant to live
Yes.
like this.
before, when a woman wants to greet the wife, when a woman wants to greet the husband,
He kneels down
She kneels down to greet.
to greet the husband.
But we have imported dungeon into.
And now they're
our
saying, why should
place.
I do that?
Yes.
Why should I do that?
It's a big deal.
Why should I do that?
It's a
Why?
big
Because
deal.
they are seeing it as subjugation
Yes.
and not reverence.
So
But you see, in the other divide of the religion that we mentioned, they kneel down to greet. They kneel down to greet their husband, to serve their husband.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They still do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying that, we are talking about the higher percentage as against, the low percentage of around here. So that's that divide. We are losing our identity as Africans. We are losing our identity as Africans. And that is affecting who we are and how we express who we are. So you can see we are now imbibing a lot of things. Think about it. I heard that most of the Africans that travel abroad are the ones who are instituting more of the divorce and all that than even those who stay abroad originally.
Yeah, just like he rightly said, the northern part of Nigeria and so many other places where they practice Islam, they fuse Sharia into their culture. Their culture is still different from Sharia, but somehow some of the Islamic concepts were borrowed. Some of the principles were indoctrinated into their custom. For instance, like this Maldives, I just realized that it's 98% Muslim. So that has also affected their culture. So you could see that it's not just majorly religion, but cultural influence. So this culture, from time to time, it changes. From time to time, it changes. But the reason why it looks as if that of the northern part or the places where they practice Islam, why it looks as if theirs doesn't change is because their Islamic practice doesn't change. But in this part of the world, our custom changes from time to time. And that's one of the characteristics. They say culture.
It's just the infiltration.
One of the
so it's watering
characteristics.
down.
When culture is being defined, one of the characteristics is that they say it changes from time to time. So the ancient landmark is being destroyed indirectly.
So in all this,
Yes.
for the divorced, how? Because like he said, when you marry, you are fused. Separating the two means trauma. It means rebuilding. So for the divorced, how do you build back confidence to move on? But to the married, how do we prevent further issues and divorces amongst us? How do we?
Well, I think we need to get to, those who are married and those who will want to get married.
Yes.
Because as long as I'm concerned, I think that those who want to get married, they are also already corporate even before they started.
Yeah.
Because some people are even really getting into marriage just for convenience. Like we said, it's marriage of convenience. So if it doesn't work for me, I walk away, or I get detached, on those kinds of things. So they need to understand what actually the intent and the purpose of marriage is from the word go. So if you understand that, man, I'm hooked for life, and this is actually the intent of the person who created and instituted marriage in the first place, and which is God. So we need to go back to that's what it is originally. For those who are married, they need to also go back to that originally. I told you that the major thing about marriage is intimacy, companionship. That is, every other thing is secondary. Even the procreation is secondary, believe me.
It happens through the intimacy.
It happens to the having sex should be something that just happens, and like I said, is a fallout. I mean, not maybe for the choice of right word. It should just happen seamlessly. But some people will have to plan having sex.
Yes.
They will have to plot it like a graph and all that. It shouldn't be. It should come from romance. And then it happens. From then, that's what I think it should be. But another thing is that they will have a lot of influences. Our phones are not helping us at all. A lot of influence. So we need to shut down. See, if you can go back to the origin and understand what this is, that the idea of marriage is to become one. And the oneness, like I told you, the intimacy, we have physical intimacy. I'm going to reiterate that again. We have physical intimacy. We have psychological intimacy. We have emotional intimacy, social intimacy, and financial intimacy. Until we get there. In fact, what I'm even working on right now is a financial intimacy thing. I found out sincerely that couples who are together as couple and do business together as couple, they have the higher tendencies of becoming rich and wealthy in a mega fashion faster. Why? Because there's something already that has been put on that marriage to make them become better, to make them create more. as married couple. It's there. It's just there. When I researched and I found out that those who were able to get, it's a mystery. See, two shall become one is a mystery alone on its own. How can two be one? It's a mystery. So that mystery follows those people who have been able to achieve that oneness in that area. I'm beginning to study to find out how can people actually beat this poverty trap as couples working together. So I think that we need to get back to understand the intimacy and what every role everybody needs to play. So if you are the woman, try to study the man. If you are the man, try to study the woman and understand that marriage is not about you, it's about your spouse. As I'm saying this to myself. Because you need to understand it's about your spouse. If you know that your desire and everything is about me, for me, it's my wife. And for my wife is the husband. So all I'm thinking is that how can I please my wife? How can I please my wife? How can I please my wife? How can I? If that is what is preoccupying my mind, even when I'm running around, I'm doing all that, it's preoccupying my mind. When I'm trying to make money, it's preoccupying my mind. And that one is also preoccupying my wife. My wife won't be trying to point out where I made mistake, where you didn't kiss me here, where you didn't do that, because you're not seeing yourself. If you detach yourself and focus on the other person, I think that is one other thing we need to do as married people. Okay, for those who are already divorced, well, if you are divorced, you're divorced. You need to find a way to move on with your life. Life has not ended because you are still alive, you're still living. And give yourself opportunity, to experience, a different kind of reality. But you need to work on yourself. That's the problem I have. People get divorced and they need to ask themselves, what role did I even play in here? If you cannot accept responsibility. Some people think, no, it's the fault of this man, it's the fault of the man. The woman will say, the man will say, it's the fault of the woman. Everybody has played a role, very significant role to divorce. So you look at yourself and ask yourself, where did I play the role? So if I have opportunity to relive this marriage again, what will I do differently? You need to be ready for the next step.
Barrister.
Yes. A marriage that will work, irrespective of how you color it. Some marriages are designed to work because you went for the right person. So you just need few makeup to color your marriage, because for a marriage to be sustained, you must not color it. Some marriages are wired to work. You can be a perfectionist, thinking you're a perfectionist. If they give you the wrong person, the person will still slip off from your hand if she's not wired to stay one place. So some marriages are naturally designed to work. But how do you color your marriage? Of course, you have to imbibe some of the principles. Of course, you have to service some love languages and, bring in some concepts to make it more homely and more peaceful for coexistence. But believe me, when you are well trained, this one is well trained, the marriage will work seamlessly without much input. But of course, it's good to color your marriage. And for those that are divorced and they need to move on, just like he rightly said, you have to go back to the drawing board. Look out for those areas where you feel you missed it. Just play your role. Then I believe that whether you some persons that are divorced can still live married without being divorced if they meet the right person. Then some persons that have a perfect marriage can still meet the wrong person and they'll still be divorced. You think you have a perfect. Some persons, the reason why it looks as if their marriage is working is because the other partner is well coordinated. So that you have a perfect marriage does not mean you don't have the tendency of being a divorcee if you meet the wrong person. So if you're divorced, of course, go back to the drawing board. Ensure that you don't make those mistakes. Of course, you have to assure yourself. Tell yourself the truth, the areas where you didn't do well. You, of course, imbibe the principle of becoming a better person. And, of course, ensure that you don't make the same mistake.
That's critical to me. Yes. Because if you go into the second marriage with the same mindset, you're going to end up in divorce. So you need to have a complete paradigm shift and even a complete personality. You need to become a different human being, to be able to do that.
Wow. Engineer Chuka Nwebunwa, thank you for coming to the Ulab show. It's been a great conversation. And Barrister Favor.
Glad.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I think we'll carry this conversation to our next episode.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right. Remember, divorce is never sudden. It takes through a process. Depending on the side you're on, whether you're divorced, whether you're finding love after divorce, or whether you are still in a marriage about collapsing or in a healthy one, we all have a collective role to play in making sure that our marriages work and that we find love again, or that we move on as healthy people serving a society. I hope this helps today. And we'll see you next time on the Ulab Show. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Thank you for staying by and completing this video. But we have another video somewhere on the screen that will take you deeper into the knowledge that you want that will change your life. So click somewhere on the screen for the next video showing. You will love it. It is about your well-being and the psychology that you need to flourish. This is Ulab, and we are here to make sure that your life gets better. Thank you. So click on it somewhere on the screen, and I'll see you there.